Good evening, everybody. Kentario back again with Christ and comic books. Hey guys, so I did it. I got it. I got the series that people have been pushing for me to really get into, to really start reading into. I'm not getting it because it's fully captured me per se, but I'm getting into it because I had an instance where what was being used to write the story was something that I thought would be intriguing to see how they incorporate it. I guess you could say that's what drew me into it. It wasn't really the push to get it, because I was always against it. And that, what I'm talking about, guys, is Balck Clover. Boom. The games have begun. I got my hands on Balck Clover. So, I'll be honest with you, like I said in the beginning of this video, I'm not too big on Balck Clover. The reason for that, honestly, genuinely stems from its very similarity to Naruto, the very first Naruto. We're not talking about Naruto Shippuden. We're talking like the very beginning of Naruto Volume 1, up through, there's a lot of similarities between them, and it's too similar. Now, for some of the people that may see this and be thinking, well, so is My Hero Academia. Yes, I do agree. But My Hero Academia has so much of its own that it doesn't seem as though it has its own essence of character. It has its own character and its own development and its own draw of its own. So when you're looking at Balck Clover, however, you can really be caught up in seeing the relativity. Now, some of you may also respond with, well, since you haven't seen it or read it, so how could you make that assumption and observation? So from what I have seen of it, from the clips that I've checked out, from the story content that I've looked at before, you got a kid who has no abilities. This is a story around magic. So with there being magic wielders that do the fighting and do the missions and things within the story, you have the main character, Astra, who has no powers, no magical powers. But then as he is pursuing to become strong, to become a demon king of some sort, I think that was the goal of that. Again, keep in mind, be merciful with me. I'm going to read it, and I might develop a level of respect for it. But right now, I'm going off of my perspective of it before reading it. So this is the before and after, I guess you could say, for Balck Clover. So when I look at that concept, he's wanting to become a king, but he has no powers. And then come to find out there's a demon living inside of him. Very Naruto. So Naruto, being the kid with no abilities, no jutsu, has not learned anything, bottom of his class, and he yet still wants to be Hokage so he can be accepted by his people. And then you got this perspective where Astra joins, once he gets his actual powers, he is partnered with the magic team of people that are considered to be the lowest rank, but then they end up moving themselves up. Again, this is going off of what I've heard and have seen, not necessarily what I know. So there's a lot of similarities there. So he joins a team of people to where they're trying to boost their team name. Naruto's on the team of people where they're considered to be the low tier team, but then they work their way up to get their name known. So there's so much similarity there to see that is a part of it. And again, that aspect of he has a demon in him. So that's one of the major keys that speak to it, is he has a demon in him. Now, in all partiality, that I had to confirm that, but a part of his magical power for Astra is his power comes immediately from the demon. So that's where you see the power resurrect showing itself. With Naruto, you see Naruto kind of just learning of his own, training really hard and using his own energy to be able to learn what he learns. And only in certain instances does his demon come out, or does he have to tap into his demon ability to be able to go that extra mile. For the most part, if you want to be technical, Naruto only uses his majority of the time when we're talking about his restoration abilities, because the nine-tailed fox that lives within him restores his power exponentially. I do want to just take a moment to kind of speak on the demon aspect of it, because I think that's important too. Because I know there are some of my Christian friends as well that may check this video out. And I think it's important to get this point across here, but also to kind of point this out for anyone else that watches this too. Yes, I am a Christian and things of that nature, as well as I don't believe that people, should necessarily, be partnering with demons, working with demons, be feeling such a level of pardon for demons even. I don't think that's how we should view things in the natural world, which is somewhat the influence that anime and manga does have on people when it comes to thinking, okay, so if demons were real, I would be that person. And me being a person that believes demons genuinely are real, I would not encourage that or even push for that to be the thought process or mindset of anybody else. One of the original thoughts behind, there being demons within us as people outside of, there's a demon possessing me, it needs to be cast out, we need to get rid of it. Yes, that's what I believe as a Christian. That is what we do when we do our deliverance services, is removing those spirits from people. Another symbolic meaning behind there being a demon in someone is needing to conquer your demons, those dark things within you that you have not yet dealt with. So that is another aspect behind having a demon within you. Conquering your demons, becoming stronger of your own volition, and showing yourself to be victorious over the thing that would otherwise have destroyed you. So, and that does kind of tie in with my Christian faith, with that being the case. Now, the way that they go a little deeper now today, I won't say deeper now, I will say they're trying to twist the meaning behind it now, is when you look at stuff like Naruto, and possibly you're probably going to end up seeing it with Balck Clover too. You'll see where it goes from conquering the demon to where you'll never be able to overcome your demon. So learn how to harness your demon, because your demon is a part of what makes you who you are, so that you can become stronger. That works in one of two ways that I want to make sure that I point out, because this is very important. Okay, so in the one aspect, you do not want to look at that as saying, well, I'm stuck with my corruption. There's no way to overcome it, so I have to learn to live with it, because that's where people fail to mature. That's where people fail to truly overcome what it is that keeps you from becoming the greater version of yourself that you actually are capable of becoming. So that's something to keep in mind, is don't allow this to encourage you to keep that negative aspect of yourself. Like, you could be successful in your business and the place that you're working at, but you can't help but you have yourself, drink too much and get drunk and things like that. That's not something that you should necessarily keep, because that does have its own level of hindrance to your growth and maturity. I'm using that as a simple reference, not speaking against anyone that does drink and drinks casually. Again, do that cautiously. Be safe. Don't risk your life. It's not worth it. But that's just some similarity there. There's even people that do drugs and things like that. Like, for instance, celebrities, when they do partake in their drugs, in their after parties and things, but they're still able to be musically successful, that doesn't help them grow as an individual, because as we've seen with so many celebrities, you find that suicide, you find that overdose, you find that depression and anxiety, and in some cases PTSD, because they never dealt with the thing that's going on inside of them, because that thought process of, I'm never going to overcome it, so it's going to be stuck with me. But that leads me to the other half of it, because as a believer in Christ, I do believe in this as well. There is a dark side to what you're capable of. And what I mean by that is, in there being a dark side to what you're capable of, there's also something to that, to where God can take that, transform it, and use it for, and we'll say this first, we use it for His good first, but then you get to see the fruit of it, to where it gets to play its impact in a powerful and positive way for humanity and society. So where you may have an addictive nature about you, you can find yourself being shifted to draw your attention to the things that matter, to put all of your energy to the things that are of importance. So you learn to eat healthy, get comfortable eating healthy. You can definitely commit to that. You are dedicating, when you dedicate yourself to changing something, or working towards being successful in something, starting your own business, starting your own franchise, doing your own YouTube channels, you can commit to it and push to get that done without anything stopping you, because of that same drive. Another good aspect to that as well is, and I think you can see that in the natural world today, is those that do drug deals. Drug dealers learn how to manage money. Drug dealers know how to get their business out there, advertising, knowing what company to sell to, who not to sell to, especially the good ones, the ones that learn how to get away with it. So that demonstrates, although they're doing this for a negative reason, you can see that if they took that gift and shifted it to actually developing something beneficial to society, then you can actually see you could see that business mindset that they actually possess being used for good. So that's the other side of being able to harness your demon, and because it's always going to be a part of you. So those are the two aspects I wanted to point out with that. And that's what I'm kind of looking to, I guess you could say, look for out of this series. Let me see what they're going to differentiate out of, what's going to change it. The last thing I want to leave you guys with, as I draw this video to a close, I was on TikTok, using TikTok now myself, actually, whenever I'm going somewhere, whenever I want to reference what I'm reading, even more so, I'm going to use TikTok when I go, hey guys, I'm reading Balck Clover. So when it comes to Balck Clover, I saw a fight scene between two characters, and I was like, okay, it's a Balck Clover fight scene. People are still pushing me to watch it. Let me see what they got. Let me see how they illustrate this. Fight scene was pretty cool. You see this person that's supposed to be the head of things. I don't know everything about it, so it's a spoiler for me, but I'll catch up eventually. And his name was, I think it was Caesar. It's either Caesar or it was Julius. And so when I saw that, it was just like, huh, Julius Caesar, are they bringing that concept in? I wonder how they're going to play that thought process out. I brought it up to one of my friends, and I was just like, is there a real reference between, the Romans when they bring in Caesar in here? And he's like, yeah, there's something to it. And so now it's just like, okay, that gives me reason to check it out. Let me see how they bring in that history into this kind of storyline to give us something to really look forward to when it comes to reading the story. It gives it a bit more depth when it's touching through history. So that's one of the things that I'm looking forward to, because when a good series is going to spark an interest to, in a sense, to do research of your own, to learn more about the things that you otherwise weren't aware of prior to having read that series. So that's one of the other powerful things about manga. And that's what I look forward to catching out of Balck Clover. Thank you guys, and I hope y'all have a blessed day. I know this was a pretty simple video, but please, I do want your feedback. What do you think of Balck Clover? And again, do you think it counts to be towards the big 3 of Shonen Jump? Thank you guys. Please hit that subscribe button, hit a like, leave a comment. Have a blessed day.